Oh boy. Hel- Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. I'm sorry to have to subject you to this cringy singing of mine. This is a demo of a song I recorded in 2004 on my second solo album, and this very last bit is the original demo from 1998 in Venice Beach, California, where we were house sitting. And that's where I came up with this. Great lyrics. Why do I need? Anyways, hello and welcome to a bittersweet walkthrough of island number 2 of the Second Life Book Club Archipelago. All islands will be taken offline on July 11th. And I'm zooming out here. I zoomed out earlier. As you know, people who've been here, this bridge here uh, still connects until Friday. Island 1 over there to Island 2. And it so happened when we started in April 2020, very quickly we ran out of space. And I called Lab and said, Lab, you gotta give me another island for them book nerds. And they said, sure, sure, let's take down this infinite jest behemoth here. Um, yeah. Well, that's not always what Lab does, right? When you tell them, can I have an island for free? We had a very, very successful and popular live program every week with best-selling authors, with newcomers, and so there was an incentive for them to expand this venture. This here was originally built. So we're going to go through all the venues. I have about an hour and a half. Ah, damn it! There was a video clip here in the back. This venue was built for Sam J. Miller, and then we repurposed it for somebody else, and I forget who it was. Something with AI, I guess, because here's these AI renditions. Oh, Moon Sugar by Angela Mayer. Angela Mayer was here, but originally the very first show was Sam Miller. I don't know if I still have his image here. His Do I have Angela? Angela Mayer slides. You know that we always put, no, they're all empty. Um, you know that we always put an image of the author and their avatar here. I can't for the life of me can think of why we put these AI David Bowie and stuff over here. But Sam J. Miller wrote a really good book about the Hudson Valley, and that's why we put this panorama up here. This is a building made by Bad Unicorn. There's the whale going on top. And yeah, this was the first show on island number 2. And as I said yesterday, we stacked up the islands, some in skyboxes, some with sim surrounds. But here, this new sort of plaza was also designed to be kind of a welcome area for book people. Um, so, for example, here, a little it's a little darky dark looking at the stream here. Um, this was sort of the library with information. Have a book recommendation, want to share what you believe everyone must read now. Please click to share your book love in our guest book. So here was a guest book. I'm already talking past tense. Um, Although we're still here, this door doesn't even open anymore. I'm locked out. Oh, wait a minute. The entrance is over here. So here we put a little library. And again, this was really geared towards also that so people could put their own events together. book-related events. Here's the little trailer from the website. And there is a secret back door. Look at this. We have so many awesome authors. This is our hidden meeting room. This is our hidden meeting room. Book of the week discussion offerings to FZ Frank Zappa for time to read. Author's public mind extraction. Upload author's essence to SL secret hive mind. Search for new subjects. This is the weekly agenda. Arduin, who built this, must have put that there. Very funny. I have not even seen it. I haven't been in here forever in this hidden library. Let's close it in this hidden room inside the library. Now this everything on the Book Club Archipelago was built by professionals, except for this book walk. This is so the landscaping here. I love this actually, and Ruby did all the terraforming and the initial landscaping. But what I contributed is this book walk. Look how professional these books are floating in the air. It's not even cleanly done. But these are just sort of random books from my personal library in real life, and I just took a snapshot, and I think Marianne made that texture. This is Dawn of the Dead, the novelization of Dawn of the Dead in German. Really rare book that I have. Finna by Nino Kipri, a guest. Fantastic book about an IKEA that has his own mind. Wounding is very good. Heidi James, I talked about this yesterday. E.P. Isaacs. Passing, a classic from the Harlem Renaissance period. Everybody needs to read it. Silly Jokes for Kids. We had an author on that wrote a bunch of these kids' books. Very cool. Kelly Robson was on. Exercises in Control. Annabelle Banks. Otherland. Now, if you think you know about about virtual worlds and you haven't read Otherland and you keep talking about Snow Crash or Ready Player One and shit, and you haven't read Otherland, I'm not gonna talk to you because Otherland is not the original novel about virtual worlds, but certainly a very important one. I think this from 1990. Oh man, I don't know. I actually don't know. Might be 91. It might actually also be 88. So look up Ted Williams. The Tainted, we talked about this yesterday, Elliot Pepper. So this is all that I built, these half-baked gigantic books. And then we go over here. And this is maybe on the ground level, my favorite, let's put a daylight, my favorite build. And this was built for Jonathan Lethem, one of my favorite authors. He wrote a book called The Arrest. That's why this was built. So, and The Arrest is a post-apocalyptic novel where there's no internet, no electricity, but there's this machine, and there's like an evil Hollywood executive that comes in with this machine, and he intrudes on this beach community, this intentional community. Really cool book. And why do we have these signs in the background? Because Jonathan Lethem also wrote an essay on John Carpenter's movie, They Live. Okay, so if you seen the movie They Live, you know that they had these billboards where the protagonist found these sunglasses, and when they put the sunglasses on, they saw that everything was a scam, that capitalism was just there to subdue you to become a passive consumer. And so this is the Linden version, the Second Life version. Buy, don't make, no imagination, no world, no imagination. Buy Linden dollars, right? So It's not like, hey, express yourself. No, no, it's buy Linden dollars, buy Katwa, buy mesh heads, go mesh. Um, this is really a stroke of genius that Ruby built for the most part. Uh, Also, here is a reference to Infinite Jest, a fake novel called Obstinate Dust by Rolf Warden Meeker. This appears in another novel of Jonathan Letham's. There's also a virtual world in one of his novels called Yet Another World, and we built this. Ruby did like a fake login screen. Yet Another World. Welcome to Yet Another World is not a game but an online community. So this blew me away when I read this novel by Jonathan Lethem. Um, and now I can't think of the name. Chronic City, of course, because of this storyline. When I first booked Jonathan Lethem for the show, and he's very prolific. He wrote maybe 50 novels or so. I said, hey, which novel should I read? And, besides the new one that we're discussing. And he said, well, you can read maybe Chronic City. That might be your cup of, go like, yeah, why? And he said, I'm not going to give it away. And then I read it, and there's this storyline with this virtual world that plays a big role in the novel, and it's totally a Second Life type world, and it's so well depicted, and it's so hilarious how it's woven into the plot of Chronic City. So this is my book recommendation, my first one for the tour today, Chronic City. For every virtual world person, you will enjoy it. Jonathan Lethem was here a whole bunch of times. Last time. Current novel is the Brooklyn crime novel. So yeah, this whole venue or set for this event is just awesome. And I think that's it on the ground level. Here, this actually what we see, this gigantic, ugly piece of crap is Island 4. It's intruding here. But that's another day. We have the sandbox. The sandbox is over there where nobody ever did anything except for me. So this is the ground level. I'm just going to cam over to the sandbox. Like I say, I like the very sparse, nice terraforming here of this island. Is there anything else? Oh wait, there is other things. See, I forgot about this one. Oh my God, this was Gabriella Houston. Let's cheat. Gabriella Houston is a very, very talented author from Poland. 2 novels, The Wind Child, and what's the other one? The Second Bell. Really, really cool stuff. This is stuff that I should probably reread. And I wanted to invite her again, and then we canceled the program, and it's a bummer. But this is just a little place, and her avatar was this bear. That was a unique avatar. I think he was off almost off the shelf, but she loved it. She loved this avatar. You're just a little natural set. And I think we had somebody coming from the ocean. I forgot. Was there something in the ocean during the show? I vaguely remember that some sort of monster emerged out of the ocean. Um, yeah, that's the ground level. And here on the sandbox area, I just made this for a trailer for Charles Yu. That's the ground level. But let's go then to let's go to an upstairs level, because as little as there is on the ground level, there is a lot of stuff on this island. Hasselberry. I'm gonna go sequentially. Hasselberry. Oh yeah, this was awesome. Let's do a little moody. This was. Oh yeah, here are these trolls running around. God, I forgot the author. I forget everything. Ian something. Forgot the name of the book, forgot the name of the author, but we will find out. I cannot tell you why we put these guys here in the woods in, for the set design, but basically the audience arrived here, and then they were going into this hut. Here's one of the characters of the book, whatever the book was. We will find out. It will come to me. And then in here we had the event. There we go. Ian Green was his name. There you go. This was fantasy, epic fantasy with these illustrations. These I think are from. These are his illustrations. Uh, Everybody loves fantasy with a fantastic map. Ian Green. The book was called The Gauntlet and the Fist Beneath. There you go. Ian Green. I love this. Every show, I mean, I don't know, the average attendance of each event was maybe 20 because we sometimes had only maybe 5 or 6, and sometimes we had 50 plus. So let's just say 25 was the average. So it was perfectly fine to have the event take place in a little hut like this. And I like that. And we, of course, varied that stuff. Sometimes we had outdoor events, and it was very important. And as you can imagine, labor intensive to create these little micro worlds. By the way, over there, what you see in the distance, this is island number 1, um, where the um, Afrofuture event happened. I'm going to go to the next world. Hudson, see, this is always changing around. This sucks. Let's go to Littenwald. Littenwald. I talked a lot about Nino Kipri, who wrote 2 books about an IKEA that has its own mind and is replicating. And the IKEA in his book is called Littenwelt. Leitenwelt. So this is just so cool. Ruby built this, and the people arrived where I just arrived, and they go like, okay, where am I going to go for this event? Oh yeah, here we go. And then you go through here, and then you are in Littenwelt, in the showroom with all sorts of different things, IKEA style. Finna is the name of the novel or novella, and the IKEA is replicating and kind of eating people. And everybody's going to ask, why does it say Love Made in SL? Because I repurposed this set for a Love Made in SL episode. That's why that's here. But this is still from the original appearance of Nino Kipri. This is a little commercial that I found on YouTube, an IKEA commercial. And this is playing on a loop while we had the conversation. Here's Nino Kipri. Very talented author. And this place was just awesome. This is from his book, actually. This is the corporate values of the Littenwelt. So the story follows an employee, low-level employee of this gigantic IKEA type thing called Littenwelt, and he's exploited, and then he gets sort of sucked into another dimension I'm giving away too much, into another dimension where there is another IKEA. Because what happens in this IKEA, people kind of disappear and nobody knows why. So the novel is Finna, and it's not lying around anywhere because we repurposed this room many times. We also repurposed it for an appearance of Nick Mamatas from the Anarchist Review of Books. If you do anything today, subscribe to the Anarchist Review of Books. It's wonderful. It's comes out 4 times a year, maybe. It is just absolutely awesome. So let's go to the next venue. We need to go through all the venues before 1:30 a.m. SLT. I really loved what we did with the people arriving, audience arriving somewhere, and then they had to still go somewhere else. Info Center Karina and Andrei Mokosh monopolized. That's all in lot 49. So let's go to the Lucky Gala. The Lucky Gala, Tracy Sorensen from Australia. Highly recommend her novel, The Lucky Gala. I said when she was booked, I said, Tracy, what kind of venue do you want? You can envision anything. What did she say? She said, I want to have our event inside a uterus, inside a gigantic uterus that is inside has a living room inside of it. And I was like, I was like, okay, why did I say we could do anything in SL? And then I looked on Marketplace and I found this uterus. Actually, wait a minute. She didn't even say a uterus. She said a crocheted uterus, and I'll tell you in a second why. Uh, a uterus made out of crochet. So the audience arrived where I just arrived, and then you go in here. Oops, can you go in? Happening. There we go. Hello? What? There's something blocking me? Blocking? Wow. There's something happening. And I don't know how to turn on the invisible. Gotta be something invisible here blocking me. Let's see what happens if I go here. Um, oh, I know. I built stuff around it when Tracy came back again. There we go. This is the big thing. And here you can see the ramp downward, but there you go, because we had this big plate when she came back. This is what you see in the background here. Who built this? Oh, I can't. Can I move it? But it's on the other sim. There you go. What you see behind here was the second appearance. So in the beginning was only this uterus floating in the air, and people would go in here and they would go through it, and then they came out in this living room, this cozy living room. That's where we had our conversation about the Lucky Gala, a wonderful book. Now you're still asking, why was it crocheted? Does anybody know? Here's a little gala. Why did she want to crochet uterus? Because her hobby is crocheting internal organs. And you thought playing Second Life is a weird hobby. In your face. No, this is her work, and it's astonishing. Why does she do that? She started doing that crocheting. I think she's done for a long time, but she has cancer, and she wrote a book about her cancer, which is also really good, where the organs have personalities and they fight against each other and they're in solidarity with each other. And the book is called what is that book called? The Vitals. Tracy Sorensen, The Vitals. That's when she came back again, and the cancer is a bunny, but it's an evil bunny. So they all have personalities and they have agendas. Some work together, some don't. Some get fooled by the intruder that comes out of nowhere because he's a good-looking bunny, and all the rest of it. Called The Vitals. Really cool stuff. Tracy Sorensen. I really have to kind of get back in touch with her, how she's doing. Fantastic author. Lucky Gala, I recommend. The Vitals, I recommend. Where am I going? I'm trying to find the teleporter. Here it is. And what this is, I don't know. Next, Afterland. Afterland was with Lauren Bucas. Rhymes with mucus. That's what she said to me when I invited her. I asked, how do you pronounce your last name? And she said, Lauren Bucas rhymes with mucus. Lauren Bucas is a South African author, very prominent. Shining Girls was a TV show made after her book. Uh, Also, with her avatar, I recall that I asked her, "What do you want to be?" You can be anything, and she said, "I want to be a tiger inside a shark costume." So yeah, but then she decided otherwise. Afterland is the name of her book. The book that we discussed. We discussed a lot of other books. She wrote a book called I forgot what the title is, but it features moxies, and moxies are weird creatures that come from a game. And uh, somebody created a moxie based on art that is available on this from this book. Let me just verify what the name of the book is. Lauren Bucas, Moxieland. Moxieland is the name of the book. And so people were able to show up as Moxies. You can actually get Mortis Velasquez made those, the Moxie avatars. Really super cool. There's a bunch of pictures in the Flickr group of the book club. Here's a lot of skyboxes, and they all kind of like intrude on each other, which kind of sucks. I don't know what happened. I think we kind of didn't pay attention. They were sort of overlapping. This I found funny. SL magazine. This is I think a South African magazine. I forgot why I put that there. Certainly has nothing to do with SL. And but the Moxieland, here we go. This is Moxieland. Moxieland. And I think Moxieland has to do also with a virtual world, and it's called Plus Life. So yeah, this Lauren Buke is very talented author. Are you feeling lost and alone? I don't, but the characters in this book, Afterland, they are part of the All Sorrows Church. Post-apocalyptic stuff. Good stuff and fun conversation. And right next to Lauren Bucas is this house here. Let's go there, actually. We don't have to teleport. This is Karen and Andre Brink was a South African author who passed away. And Karina M. Shurek is his widow. It's not Joy Watson, she came later, but Karina M. Shurek loves cats, and so this was built for her when she talked about her book, about her relationship with Andre Brink. You Make Me Possible, the love letters of Karina M. Shurek and Andre Brink. It's a wonderful book. Um, yeah, Andre Brink was a lot older than Karina. I think he was almost 60 when they met. She was 20, 22. The Fifth Mrs. Brink is also, this is her memoir, also fantastic. And she has a publishing company, and Joy Watson was is on her press. Now, what is the name of her publishing company? This is really terrible. Give me a break. Joy Watson came here as a recommendation of Karina. There is a full upstairs. It's had nothing to do with the event, but we loved Karina so much that we basically built out the entire house for her to live in luxury. And now Karina will probably come in here and then realize it's all gone. Ah, yeah. I'm getting sad. These are titles from her press. And I'm gonna look real quick what the name of her press is. Karina Schurek, Caravan Press. Caravan Press. There you go. Okay, bye-bye, cats. You're gonna be gone. You're all gonna be going to Pixel Heaven. Sorry. Here we are in South Africa. And we're gonna go to the next one. Info Center is downstairs. Nights monopolized. Okay, let's go to Nights. And this was built for Simon Hahn. And the Simon Hahn event, there were lawn chairs here in the middle of the road. Nights when nothing happened. There you go. Now I remember. God, a fantastic novel. A fantastic novel. See, I only know that I enjoyed it a lot. Can I read the back blurbs? No, I can't. It's too blurry. Fantastic stuff. Immigrant family, suburbs. Man, I can't tell you anything else. Just that it was that good. And it was cool to have sort of the suburbs. One side is kind of not upscale but clean. The other side is dilapidated, rundown. And the audience was sitting here on the road. The road is closed over there. I repurposed this set for a recent episode. The sim surround is this urban sim surround. And there's actually also another author right next door that we had, and I think it was in here. Let's see if this is still oh yeah, it is still decorated. This was also very cool. This was Lucy McKnight Hardy. Lucy McKnight Hardy, and she writes. It's horror, I would say. What Water Shall Refuse Them. This is her novel, and Dead Relatives. A lot of people bought this book after she appeared on the program. They all really loved it, and it's really weird and disturbing horror. Really, really weird and disturbing. And that's why all this decoration here is also equally disturbing. People looking in. And you know what's obviously the most disturbing thing about this venue is not these strange doll-like creatures. It is in fact these photographs on the wall. Are they not disturbing? Hello? Who's watching this? Are you disturbed? Who is this? Who is this weirdo? Well, that's me as a child. And this is my foster brother, Michael. And this is my grandmother. And so I love this. Look how disturbing this is. This is my dad in 70 whatever, 75. Look, they had fun in the 70s in a disturbing way. Now this is even more disturbing. This is me. This got to be 72, 73. Super disturbing. I mean, this was, have I used the term disturbing too much? So it was fun to utilize these kids' pictures in the context of Lucy McKnight Hardy coming in with her horror short stories. Dead Relatives, highly recommended. I recommend everything. And here is weird stuff. I forgot why did we put that there? Wash the window. I don't know what's in this bathroom here. Why is this happening? Why is there pickled stuff? I think it was probably pickled eyes and things like really, really crazy horror. Um, yeah, Lucy McKnight. Um, what's next? Oh yeah, Lot 49. I'm sparing this because this is Lot 49. There's a lot of stuff in Lot 49. Oh my God. So much stuff. Analog virtual. We got to be quick. Analog virtual, a novel by an Indian author, and I can't remember names, so I'm gonna go inside. This was so cool. This is also about virtual worlds. The novel is, check this out. You go through there like, and the audience was sitting in these weird incubators or on these smiley faces. Lavanya Lakshminarayan, Analog Virtual, and Other Simulations of Your Future. By turns horror, cyberpunk, and biting social satire, a high velocity anthem sung through the shape of things to come. Yep, indeed. Another book where I don't recall details, but I know it's brilliant. I mean, there are books that I don't like, trust me. The world's nations have collapsed, and a handful of cities, states, is what remains of civilization. Erstwhile Bangalore is now rebranded, ruled by the insidious Bell Corporation. Welcome to Apex City. Here, technology is the key to survival. Productivity is power, and the self must be engineered for the only noble goal in life, success. There you go. There you go. A technocracy. Private city states. We're not that far off. With the right image, values, and opinions, you can ascend to the ranks of the virtual elite and have the new world at your feet. The price of failure is deportation. You are marked an analog with no access to electricity, running water, or your humanity. This is really, really good world building here that is very topical, especially with, you know, in the US, the tech oligarchs aligning themselves behind Trump. So this kind of dystopian scenario that's been depicted in cyberpunk for a while. Uh, but also Quinn Slobodian, the historian, wrote a book about these private cities, private nation states, and she just puts it all together in this really really entertaining novel. Highly recommend it. Now, oh, Dex, hello, Dex. I'm recommending every single book that I'm. Oh, the future. Oh, we've been there. Future. I forgot what that was. Why does this go here? Knights. What was Knights? Oh, we went there, right? This is Simon Hahn. Vitals. We had that Sandbox Superior. Oh, Superior. Oh, Angela Saini. Angela Saini rhymes with insane. This is so funny when people have last names and they're of course getting asked all the time, how do you pronounce your last name? Um, and of course they have that answer ready to go. And Angela Saini, like I said earlier, the author Lauren Bucas rhymes with mucus, and here's Angela Saini rhymes with insane. She wrote a bunch of really important books. One called Superior, one called Inferior, and then the last one is The Patriarchs. Um, Geek Nation is her debut, but we talked about her nonfiction book Superior, and this is when we started to invite authors from the fields of sociology, ethnography, progressive politics, history, and such. Angela Saini is a very well-known BBC presenter and now is working at MIT, and she wrote a book about the resurgence of race science. The never dying bullshit. Uh, I don't even want to call it theory because it's just bull crap made up by people that that there are different races with different genetic dispositions, smart races and dumb races. People remember the bell curve, that book from the mid '90s, and she wrote a comprehensive history about race science, eugenics, starting with eugenics, and then of course the Nazis gave race science a bad name, but it never died. Uh, the very popular notion to basically use as a reason so you can sleep at night why you need to exploit certain people and why certain people or races are prone to do um, menial labor and why they should not be compensated well. Well, because they're dumb genetically. There's nothing I can do. I'm not a bad person, not a bad capitalist. I'm not exploiting anybody. I'm just going with nature. Yeah, and we have this now in a lot of variations, um, white replacement theories and crap like that. And Angela Saini wrote this all up in her book Superior. Wonder if it's here in the here it is. Superior: The Return of Race Science. There we go. Apps. That's a must read. That's a must read. Where did the idea of race come from, and what does it mean in an age of identity politics, DNA ancestry testing, and the rise of the far right belief in biological differences is experiencing a resurgence? To put it mildly, it's actually washed into the mainstream, and it's completely acceptable to say the complete batshit crazy stuff like, "Oh yeah, this guy has to clean toilets because he's just not that smart because he comes from that and that country or whatever, and there's nothing we can do. We can just feel pity for him because he was born dumb." Um, Another person that was on this set was, of course, Kristen Gotzi from uh, University of Pennsylvania. He wrote a book called Why Women Have Better Sex Under Socialism and Other Arguments for Economic Independence. Economic Independence. Very good book. Um, she was also here. This is where I think I built this originally. And this model, where did we get this? The model for this tower, the Talon Tower, which was built for the Second Internationale. Ugh, let me verify this. Um, I have to get back to you on this because I need to not, I don't want to misinform you about the origin of this tower. So we are here on top of lot 49. This is all built on top of lot 49. Lot 49 is in reference to Thomas Pynchon, The Crying of Lot 49. Of course, Lot 49 is not a building in Thomas Pynchon's novel. Lot 49 refers to an auction. And so when we're here downstairs, I just built a gigantic lot. I didn't build it. I bought it on Marketplace and then other people stuffed it with crap. Here is the most ingenious thing, monopolized. Monopolized a nonfiction book about monopolies in late stage capitalism by David Dayen. And we had all these cards, and these cards had, oh yeah, they had basically points that were then um, used to pick up the discussion. Monopolies are why hundreds of journalists became filmmakers, then back to writers, then unemployed, from chapter 3. Monopolies are why Teamsters stormed a podium to tell one another about their dead friends and families. You know what? I take this back. These are actually the chapter titles. These are the chapter titles. Monopolies among banks are why there are monopolies among every other economic sector. Monopolies why a farmer's daughter is crying behind the desk of a Best Western. This is a very eye-opening book about monopolies. And David Dane was here with Cory Doctorow. Cory Doctorow came back later with a book called Choke Point Capitalism. And we just sat here on top of the board, and the audience members were sitting on the stacks of money. And so this is, we're now, again, we're inside the lot. Here is a set for the Rebellion publishing crowd, authors from the Rebellion imprint, Remy Mohammed, Wayne Santos, Derek Kuenskin, and there were a bunch of other shows on here, but this was the last one. Really love this set. I forgot what the reference is with this. With this here in the back. Look at this. This is pretty cool. Three-dimensional. Are we still live? Or have I crashed? No, we're still live. Yeah. Here you can see the 3 books of these 3 authors. These are little novellas from Satellite. Satellites is, I think, kind of a novella imprint from Rebellion Publishing. So cool. And there was at some point was William Gibson was sitting here typing on his typewriter. Oh yeah, I had an alt that we made the alt look like William Gibson, and he was sitting right here. I don't know if you sit. Forgot. Where's the typing animation? Oh yeah, here, right. We submerged that chair, and then he was basically William Gibson was sitting here typing and changed his display name to William Gibson. And I think I said something like, "Hey, William Gibson is in the house," and people were like, "What? Are you kidding me?" We're like, "Yeah, it's the real William Gibson. Wouldn't you know it?" No, I think most people understood that that was just a joke. Um, this is an author from Australia who I adore, Cass Moriarty. Two books out, Parting Words, and the other one, The Promise Seed. The Promise Seed is so good. I mean, it's yeah. If I start talking about every book, whenever I get out of here, and I have a hard stop in about 20 minutes. Well, a hard stop it has to be specific time. The specific time is 1:30 a.m. SLT, but that's when I actually have to be somewhere. So we have to stop before. Uh, just remember Cass Moriarty if you want some really heartwarming novels about tough subjects, but with a lot of empathy and really kind of positive conclusions. This here is the Übermensch. This is Nietzsche's Übermensch. Okay. You don't know who Nietzsche's Übermensch is? Don't ask me. Just read freaking Nietzsche. These are the suburbs, the horrendous suburbs where I grew up, where everybody is smiling and there's a Tesco. This is the UK, of course. I didn't grow up in the UK, so we had Spar or Tengelmann. Um, yeah, the horrendous suburbs where you can only survive. How can you survive in the suburbs? I know, by playing in a heavy metal band, right? Maybe speed metal. Maybe in a band that that has this name. This is, of course, uh, Lars Eyer's novel Nietzsche in the Burbs, about a suburban band of public school kids, and then a private school kid comes and joins their public school, and he becomes their singer, and they basically try to survive the suburbs, try to survive the pressure of what to do with life, uh, post school, go to university, get a job, how to get out of the suburbs. And it's basically Nietzsche's philosophy and also Nietzsche's biography that is wrapped into this suburban tale. It's a fantastic conceit. Who's this guy in the background? Well, that's me in real life in 1980, 1987, 1986 or 1987 with my band. We were regionally well known. I have a Voivod t-shirt. Okay, so this got to be 1987. Those t-shirts didn't come out before. Um, this is me, the guy in the middle there. Rotten Bitch was the name of the band. And it parallels. My life didn't parallel Nietzsche's biography or Lars Eyer's novel. And Lars Eyer came back with another book. Let's see if I have the Lars Eyer. I don't have it anymore. Oh, here. There it is. Lars Eyer. Lars Eyer has carved out a niche for himself. He's basically writing about philosophy, but he's depicting the lives and the themes and the theses and the work of philosophers like Simone Weil, and he puts it into contemporary narratives. He again Nietzsche and the Burbs with this punk band, metal band in the suburbs. that is worrying about existential issues. And so Lars basically drums philosophy into your head by way of very entertaining narratives. Oh, hello, Ava Blood Rose Delaney is on the stream. Who else is on the stream? Type your name, your location. Why are you reading? Why are you not reading? What are you reading? Too many questions. Um, Dex, you don't have to type. I know what you're reading. And if you stop reading that big tome, the doorstopper, it's going to be problem. No. Here is the green shed. The green shed is, in fact, somewhere in Australia, a secondhand type um, shop. Wait, okay, we'll get to that. And we had a conversation here with two authors, Kat Sparks, and now I forgot the other one. Anna Whiteley, maybe, from Australia. And they met, they know each other in real life, and they both work at this store, at this secondhand store. So what I did here, I put out stuff from my inventory, random stuff. Look at this Bloom doll avatar, to decorate this store. So funny. Cook Killy Simon. Wow. I don't even know if that works. Bring back lab chat. All this just random stuff from my inventory. Please do not feed Prims. Oculus Rift. Check it out. And then this had to be done. The drugs files, couch dwellers. Hey, this is me. Maybe I'm 17, maybe I'm 18. And I got off the couch eventually, but this guy, I think he's still on that couch. I'm not judging. I'm not judging. I'm just saying, right? We all have different preferences. I just didn't want to be on that couch anymore. Okay. The box. What is this? Let's go to the box. Oh, the box is the sandbox. Okay, we've been here. We've been here. Green shed. We've been here. Ghost signs. Ghost signs. Let's go to ghost signs. I know what that is. Now, Ghost Signs is a nonfiction book. This is very cool design here. Ghost Signs by, oh no, I redecorated this. Now I have to look it up online. Who wrote Ghost Signs? Jesus. I repurposed this for my own reading, but Ghost Signs was an author from Leeds, who during COVID, Stu Hennigan, there we go, Stu Hennigan. Let's see if I still have a slide. So Stu Hennigan wrote a book called Ghost Signs, and it's about his experience when he was during COVID. He became a food delivery guy in Leeds, and it's a fantastic novel. And that's not a it's a nonfiction book about economic inequality. Stu Hennigan. And oh God, see, this is because I delete everything. I don't know why I always delete shit. I don't have any Stu Hennigan images anymore. But let me just briefly talk about it then. So he basically delivered food and medicine to people on welfare. And he saw the plight of people up front and center, stuff that people from his economic background, as he writes in the book, normally does not see. And the book Ghost Signs is basically a total indictment of capitalism and the neoliberal version of it that really destroyed, this is Stu Hennigan talking, destroyed the UK destroyed the lives of so many people. Um, it's an indictment. It's this book is showing you via real stories of real people that austerity, privatization is the end of all of us, except, and by all of us, I mean people who have to work for a living, right? So everybody except for a small group of elites at the top. Selling of assets that belong to all of us, selling of the public sphere to the highest bidder. And this is what he describes in this book, short, Ghost Signs. Highly recommended. Highly recommended. If you have any doubts, or if you have people in your life who say, well, lazy people are going to be lazy, or skimming off the government, sitting on their fat asses, just get them the book Ghost Signs. If they have a little shred of humanity in them, they will understand that there are people who work and cannot make ends meet. That there are people who, through no fault of their own, have fallen on hard times. And we have in a society that is an extractive society where we extract value and give it to a small group of investors, we have the duty to help people who are in need. Cloud World, again, I don't recall why we built this. For whom, I mean. I know why. We built it so a guest could present their books. And because I repurposed it, oh yeah, there you go. Wait a minute. Dipanjanapal. Dipanjanapal. Oh my God, Dipanjanapal, and I have the book in real life right here. It's called Hushaby Baby. Is her novel, but this is also an illustrated children's book. And then she wrote this one, The Painter. Dipanjanapal. Let's see if I still have Dipanjanap. There you go. Dipanjanapal slides. RL context, sex selective abortion, violence against women. Yeah, the book Husha by Baby is really about the absolute rampant crises of or rape culture. Rape culture actually doesn't even cut it because she talks about all these different crimes against women in India. So it's a murderous patriarchy that her book is about. Asha by Baby, Dipanjana Pal. And because I delete everything out of my inventory, I don't even have any books anymore. Any slides, I mean. Her avatar was, I believe, a cloud, but we also had somebody else here. Anyway, we got to go back to the recordings of the events, and then we'll find it. But this was really cool, very different venue. Vital Sandbook Superior. The arrest wind child went there. Wendy. There we go. Wendy. Okay. Ah, yeah, Peter Pan. Who doesn't know Peter Pan? But we had an author who wrote a book from the perspective of Wendy. And so the audience uh, arrived here. This is Wendy's bedroom. Go out the window. Hello, Peter. How are you? Go out the window. Look around. Follow. Follow the sparkly bits. And here we go. Here we are. here we are. Look at this. Look, there are people floating up there. And it's not Stephen King's It. Nobody's floating down there. They're floating up there. And then the audience went into this shipwreck. All children except one grow up. They soon know that they will grow up, and the way Wendy knew was this. One day when she was 2 years old, she was playing in a garden. She plucked another flower and ran with it to her mother. I suppose she must have looked rather delightful, for Mrs. Starling put her hand to her heart and cried, "Oh, why can't you remain like this forever?" This was all that passed between them on the subject, but henceforth Wendy knew that she must grow up. You always know after you are two. Two is the beginning of the end. Is it true? Ooh, this is me unboxing. Unboxing a packet from Rick Harsh has nothing to do with Wendy. Wendy Darling is the name of the book. A.C. Wise is the author. Very enjoyable. A.C. Wise, what is this? This is a short story collection, The Ultra Fabulous Glitter Squadron. God, so much. I gotta email these authors and tell them that, again, how much appreciated that is that they appeared. This is where the audience was gathering. This is quite an elaborate set for this venue for this program. I don't know how you get back out. Was there a teleporter? Uh-oh. I thought that there was a teleporter. There's got to be a teleporter here. Wow. You have to go all the way back? How do we get out of here? Oh my God. You know what? I'm going to go back to, in the interest of time, I got to go back to the uh, starting point of island number 2. So we've seen all this. Cloud World, yeah, composite creatures. This is very cool. So this Caroline Hardacre book called Composite. What is it? Composite Creatures. Really good. Really good. Again, her avatar is really good too. This little squirrel, or what is it? Yeah, the book is about, what is the book about? Uh, about a family who can't have children and then they have some weird child, I think, right? And you can maybe tell from the title, Composite. This was repurposed when I was reading Roberto Arlt, who is an Argentine author. So this was, the audience appeared, I thought did they appear here, right in this attic? Or somewhere before? There was something else. What happens if, oh yeah, oh that's right. If we go through the door out, then we're back here. I think, no, I remember. Oh wait, no, you're right. This is where the audience actually started. And they had to go in here, and there's this sign here. We are the future. The composite creatures are the future. So you go in here, and then you come out in the attic. Now I remember. That's where the location, the future was. Man, so creative. Not me, the people who put this together. Ruby Geek, Amelia Weil is her name now. Ruby, Arietu. I think Ava did a few things. No? She did some t-shirts. New one win says I couldn't be more disturbed. Very good. I'm done my job. Okay, let's see here. Did we miss something? Wonderland, Wendy, Windchild, Superior, Sandbox. No. Lot 49. Info Center is downstairs. Promise Seed Nights. Mokosh. I forgot what Mokosh was. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? God. Motherhood. Family happiness. There's a common theme now. I was just talking about comfort creatures. Composite creatures, sorry. Uh, and this book is also about, can you guess what it's about? Okay, people in the chat, come on. Don't be lazy. What was this about? The theme of the book by Eve Smith? Hmm? Judging from the way we structured this venue, what is the book about? I'll give you a little hint. It is definitely near future sci-fi. Hmm? Hmm. Ooh. Ooh, this is giving away too much. This app. Okay, I'll give it away what it's about. It's about cloning. Hello. Brilliant, brilliant novel. Very suspenseful. Eve Smith wrote a whole bunch of good novels. And this is the Mokosh Clinic that is a big player in the novel. The Waiting Rooms, that's her other novel. And she wrote two more. Off Target is the one we discussed. Really good, yeah. This is actually pretty good here. It combines the excitement of a medical thriller a la Michael Crichton with sensitive characterization and social insight. That's pretty spot on, I have to say. This is a spot on blurb. You know, when I grow up, I want to be a blurber. I want to do blurbing, blurbing of novels. Eve Smith, Off Target, and The Waiting Rooms, fantastic stuff. And that's it. That's island number 2. Sorry, guys. Look behind the curtain. Skyboxes. Ooh, what's this? What is in here? Huh? Did we miss something? No. This is Littenwereld. Littenwereld. The IKEA of Doom by Nino Kipri. We already done that. So let me just situate myself in front of the camera. Speak directly to the camera. That's what I learned back in film school. All right, folks. That's it. And thank you for everybody who ever showed interest in the book club, who supported us by showing up, by spreading the word, by bringing in new readers, by becoming a new reader, or by becoming an old or going back to reading. Where am I? Why did I go over there? I gotta stand in front of the camera. I was going on the other screen. God damn it. Oh, I can't touch it because Isabel made it. Ach yeah, Isabel. That's another sad story, but it has nothing to do with books. So, folks, thank you again. That's it. That's island number 2. All islands will be taken offline unless you write an email to patch@lindenlab.com. Right now, patch@lindenlab.com. Okay? That does it. I'll see you tomorrow for Island 3, and then we'll do Island 4 on Wednesday. Sorry, on Tuesday night, Tuesday midnight SLT. Well, midnight is essentially the next day, is it? I don't know. What do I know about time zones? Gustav was with me the entire time. Thank you for being here, Gustav. Gustav is a big reader. And let's see here. Oh, I got this stuff. I was like, Can't find my book. There we go. It's the right book. I was like, am I gonna get the right book? Infinite Jest. Oh, oh, now I know what's happening. This dog is pushing me away. Okay. Anyways, folks, people, midnight SLT for island number 3. I'm serious about writing Patch a nice email. Patch is a decent guy. Um, but you have to understand that they need to take down these islands because we're not doing events. They can't if they the main reason why they can't do just, when it appears that they're doing me this huge favor of having 4 islands up just because I worked a lot with Linden Lab, that is favoritism if there ever was one. And it would be a completely legitimate complaint by a lot of people who don't have money to keep going with their wonderful places in SL. They would look at this and go like, this is unfair that Dragster gets all these islands and he doesn't even do anything with them. I mean, I mean like regular events, outreach and such, right? So that's it. That's why I understand that they have to take it down. It would open a can of worms, and I think it makes much more sense from Linden Lab's standpoint to, um, as they do, sponsor specific art related endeavors that have a sort of a process where you can apply for a plot, like the SL Endowment of the Arts and things of that nature. All right. Thank you. Oh, Bixel, you're late. Uh, sorry, Bixel. I'm sorry. I was like, my mother was a teacher. You can't like this is in my genes. Talking about genetic dispositions. You're late. Always scolding people. Always scolding. You're late. Roxy, Ava, new one. Francisco, and who else is here? Nobody. Then I'm gonna quit playing the outro, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time. Bye.
We're all thrown into it, one way or the other. We all try to steer it as straight as we can. Sometimes we collide with each other. Who is to blame? And who's gonna fix the boat? Life, oh life, there's nothing to fear from you, life. Let me know if I can be of any help, life. You and I, let's try a fresh start today. What do you say? Let's close the door on the past. So we swim, and it is in so many ways just a little trick to keep our heads above water. But now I'm not afraid anymore. Life